Hi everyone, and welcome to another book review. My name is Sophie, and this is Book Reviews by Sophie. Today we will be talking about the book I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. The genre of this book is psychological thriller with a touch of horror, published in 2016. Set in upstate New York, this book focuses on Jake and his girlfriend as they make their way to Jake's parents' house for dinner. There are some horror aspects, such as a mysterious caller plaguing the girlfriend's waking and sleeping hours. After a bizarre dinner with Jake's parents, the couple gets caught in a blizzard and ends up stopping at a school in the middle of nowhere. Here, things get even stranger than you could ever imagine. Throughout the whole book, we follow the girlfriend considering whether or not to end her fairly new relationship with Jake, sort of weighing the pros and cons, and changing her mind on the matter over and over again. Now that I've summarized the book, let me tell you about my thoughts. I would rate this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. For me, this book kept me on the edge of my seat, and I felt tense throughout the entire story. However, there were some parts of this book that were extremely confusing, and other parts that dragged on and were a little slow, knocking this book down to a 3.5 stars. To me, it was surprising that there were slow parts, considering how short this book is. I especially enjoyed the strange dinner with Jake's parents and the parts about the mystery caller. This book was very well written and had great descriptions of what was happening. Also, I really liked the twist at the end and never saw it coming. However, I think this would be a great book to reread, as there are definitely clues to the twist along the way. I enjoyed how short this book was. For me, it was the perfect length for this kind of twisty story. While I did feel tense throughout this book, don't go in expecting to be absolutely horrified, which for some people will be a plus, but for horror lovers like myself, it was a little bit of a disappointment and left something to be desired. Now it's time to examine the themes and messaging of this book. The major message in this book is what it's like to be alone and how loneliness can drive us to be the worst versions of ourselves. Both main characters experience loneliness in some way or another, and the girlfriend questions throughout the book what it would be like to exit the relationship and be single or alone. There's also a major idea about loneliness and how it's connected to suffering. This book definitely takes a stance that to be alone is to be in pain, which is further supported by the following quote on page 82. It really is non-negotiable, I think. There's no going back. Maybe they were lucky to go like that after what they'd been through, to at least be liberated from some of the suffering. Now moving on to who do I think should read this book. I would recommend this book to someone who wants a tense reading experience and who wants to feel like they're on the edge of their seat the whole time. I would also recommend this book to someone who is okay with ambiguity and not getting all the answers. If you are someone that is easily disturbed by thriller and horror, then I don't think this is the book for you. However, on the other hand, as the horror in this story is on the lighter side, this would be a great book to kind of dip your toes in the horror genre. Well, that's it on my review for I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for another book review by Sophie. Bye!